just be aware that when the cycle turns upward or downward, you can get some fairly strong forecasts out there over extrapolating what is going to happen. And that's what you're going to be seeing over the next few months with regard to where prices are likely to go in the near future. Well, hello again, everybody. The key thing I've been trying to get across to people for a number of years now is that housing markets move in cycles. Obviously, there's a big impact that can get cycles going upwards or downwards from the likes of changes in lending rules, changes in interest rates, changes in the economy overall, migration flows, these sort of things. And we do have some of those things underway at the moment, clearly on the negative side. The interest rates are going up, there's a credit crunch underway, the net migration flows for New Zealand are negative. We lost about 4,500 people from the population in the past year as a result of people moving in, moving out of the country. And these are the sort of things which have already started to have an impact in the property market with regard to prices. Now, pretty much everything you will be seeing reported about price changes on the housing market at the moment is out of date. A lot of the data sources out there, they are based on the likes of averages over the December quarter, with most of the information that those releases contain really referring to property transactions in October and maybe November, and often just a few in December. So it often takes a while for the official data that you see to catch up with the reality on the ground. And the closest you can actually get to what's really happening with prices is to look not at data on title transfers, but sales, what you and I would buy at 6 weeks ahead of actually, moving into the property. And that's pretty much means looking at the data from the REINZ, REINZ. So from REINZ, we learned the other day that on average in New Zealand, house prices in December were 23% ahead of a year earlier. So you probably saw that reported. It's consistent with other numbers out there. What you didn't see much reported was that actually on average around the country, prices fell in the month of December by 1%. Now, from one month to another, prices can go all over the place. We have had negative months previously over the past few years, so nothing too surprising, but it's adding up to a picture when we look at the previous couple of months of a bit of a slowdown in different regions, etc., that the house price boom, it's basically already ended. We've got broadly prices flattening out at the moment, and this is where it now starts to get interesting, because now you get people coming out of the woodwork and saying prices are no longer rising. That means they are going to fall, and they're going to fall by a long way. So I think the top forecast we have at the moment is that prices are going to fall by 7% this year. Now look, anything is possible after we have seen prices rise by 40% from March of 2020, pre-lockdown, to where they were sitting at the end of last year. So you couldn't rule that out. But just be aware that when the cycle turns upward or downward, you can get some fairly strong forecasts out there over extrapolating what is going to happen. And that's what you're going to be seeing over the next few months with regard to where prices are likely to go in the near future. Personally, the main thing I guess I want to get across to yourselves, to people looking at buying a property, is that the price frenzy has ended. So keep that in mind when you look at the price you're willing to bid at an auction, in a tender process, etc. And just realize many people who are looking to sell their property are now losing hope, or they will in the next few months, of achieving an absolutely ridiculous price. They'll put their property on the market, the listings will go up, they're already 30% ahead of a year earlier, and the choice available to yourselves is going to improve. So that's the main positive news, I guess, that I have. Listings are going to be able to improve. You're going to be able to maybe do a wee bit more picking and choosing between the sort of properties you're going to buy, and don't really be expecting big price falls, not with the strong labour market in New Zealand, post Omicron economic recovery, those sort of things out there. All the best.